Hey everybody, it's SaskiaSketches. Welcome back to my channel. So today I would like to open up a Scrawlrbox with you and see what's inside and create some cool art with it. Scrawlrbox is a subscription an art subscription box for subscription art supplies. Every month you get a box shipped to you with everything you need to create a piece of art, and I found out about Scrawlrbox through Drawing with Waffles. I'll have a link in the description. I really like her videos. She's awesome. Yeah, this is not sponsored on anything. I just have a subscription. I really like opening these up and making art. So let's see what's inside. Very smooth. All right. So let's see. Every month they have a featured artist. So this is the artwork. And here's the information, and there's their Instagram and their shop if you want to read something about them. I'll have a link in the description as well. That's really cool, I like that. Okay, so first we have some paper. It's very smooth paper, but I feel like it would be good for pretty much anything. I think you could work on this with water-soluble mediums, but also with markers, I think. It might bleed a little. Alright, now let's get into the supplies. Oh, yes! Ha! That's great! Oh, I love this. Alright, so we have a candy. I think it's a caramel or something. I'm not sure. I'll save this for later. Here we have spoilers and a Scrawlrbox sticker. They can include a very high quality sticker every month. And here we have a pencil. It's a 2H pencil from Faber-Castell. I believe I have one of these actually. That might be a 2B, I think. Let me see. Yeah, there it is. Pretty sure I got this one in a Scrawlrbox too. This is a 4B pencil. I do like 2H pencils better than 4B pencils because mostly because it's just they don't smudge as much, which I appreciate. And ooh, we have a Pigma brush pen. It's a micron brush pen. I've had one of these before, and I must say I'm not really a fan of them because the brush tends to fray when you use it a lot, so that's all right. We also have another micron. This one is just a plain pen. It's a size 1. I like microns, they're pretty cool. Then we have another Faber-Castell Pet Artist pen. This is a bullet nib apparently. Oh, I've only seen these with brush tips, but that's kind of cool. It's very, very light colour though. Like I got another one of these in a Scrawlrbox too, and that one did have a brush tip, but that one too was so light that it hardly showed up on the paper. So that's yeah, it's kind of sad. You can't really use it for anything then. And then the pro markers. I love pro markers. I've got a bunch. They're really great. They're called Dusky Pink, Cinnamon, and Burnt Sienna. So that's really cool. I love these. I can already tell. These have a bullet nib and a chisel nib. And they're alcohol-based markers for people that don't know. So So each month they provide a prompt and challenge you to create something using only the supplies in this box. So let's get into it, I think. First I'm going to swatch these supplies, and then I will be, I'll thumbnail an idea and then we'll create a finished piece. Since I had worked with these supplies before, they pretty much worked like I expected them to. The pencil was ordinary, the brush pen was ordinary, the Micron was an ordinary fine liner, only that Faber-Castell paint marker was just a tad disappointing. It didn't really show up on any of the markers. It was just, don't think it was really worth it because it cost quite a pretty penny. The Pro markers were great though, I really love using those, and I quite like the colours. And then I started thumbnailing some ideas. Alright, so I guess the prompt was growing up. I don't really have an idea, to be honest. Alright, but I saw that there was like a flower, right, on the thing that on the featured art there was a flower. I don't draw many flowers. That's an idea, I suppose. What else? What do you associate with growing up? I was thinking maybe like a child? Or maybe somebody who's going through puberty and not liking the changes that the body are making, because that's, I remember being very thrown off by that when I was younger. Their arms up like, what is this? Freaking out. Ah. Yeah, it happens. That's an idea. What else? Oh, maybe we can do that. Like that concept, but with a lion. Like a lion that's getting its mane. Cub that's like... I was thinking of the Lion King, because and there's that scene where it's like Hakuna Matata, and when they're walking across the tree trunk, and then you see the transformation. Yeah, I like that idea. But I'm not really thinking about the colours. Because these aren't very lion-like colours. Oh, but we do have a black too. I really like this idea. We should go with that. Yeah, let's go with this one. Now, the question is, what kind of a style would we go for? Would we go realistic? Or more like Lion King-like? Or maybe half, like half realistic, half Lion King inspired. Alright, well, whatever style we go with, it always starts out with this base. Like the base is the same whether you're going realistic or cartoony. As I sketched the line out, I took a more realistic approach, but whilst keeping some of the more cartoony Lion King inspired elements. For example, I gave him a more human expression, and the bit of mane on the top of his head resembles the way the mane was drawn in the Lion King film. When I went on to inking, the Micron pen did a great job. It was nice and black. It didn't smudge, and it dried easily. And I overall had quite a pleasant inking experience. I might even like this pen better than the Staedtlers I usually use, and that is saying something because I really like those pens. After the inking was done, I blocked in some of the blacks with the brush pen, and sadly this one wasn't as black as the Micron pen itself. It was a little bit translucent, and to get a more opaque black I had to go over a couple more times. And then I went in with the markers. I worked from light to dark. Starting off with the dusky pink, I filled in his chin, I filled in the inside of his ears, I did a little bit around his eyes and above his nose, and I also filled in his neck. And you'll see that later because I first finished the face. Oh, please do not mind my head popping into the frame. I promise I will take care of that in the next video. I'll pay more attention to it. I can't believe it happened because those things are one of my pet peeves, and I really don't like watching a video with somebody's head just covering up the drawing, so I will make sure not to do that in the future. So then I started colouring in the rest of his face with the darkest marker. It's called Burnt Sienna, and I really like the colour because it's so warm, so nice. And now you'll see me colouring in his neck because I wanted a little bit more of those light markers, otherwise there wouldn't be enough contrast in the neck and the rest of the drawing. Sadly, his snout blended in a little bit too much with his neck, so I separate that with the darker marker in the end. Then I coloured in the rest of the body with the darkest marker, and you'll see that it looks a little bit streaky, but I go over it a couple of times to get rid of those streaks, and that usually helps with markers to just add a second or even a third, maybe fourth layer. Then you'll get a really nice even flat tone. And after that I did some shadows. As you can see, I darkened up the neck a little bit, and I added some shadows on the face and in the ears and on the rest of the body. I go over those a couple more times to make them a little bit darker, make them stand out some more, just to up the contrast a little bit. Then in the end I went in with the white Faber-Castell paint marker to add just a touch of white to I think the nose and the eyes. Just so I used every single supply in the box. I don't think it needed it, but it was fine. It helped a little bit. I really liked the way this drawing turned out. I'm proud of it, and I really think it captures what I was going for. Alright, that's the result of the Scrawlrbox challenge. I thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you've watched all the way to the end. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like, and if you want to see more of my videos, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much again for watching, and keep sketching.